everybody, this is Shawn Powell. I want to talk about something today that's real important. It's my kitty cat. Her name's Bunny, or my little boy calls her Baby. She's a lot of times when I'm doing videos, she's actually in my lap asleep. So she was up and going around this morning when I started the video, so I figured I'd show everybody. Um, okay, this video here I think is real important, and I've took us some notes on this to try to keep myself on track. It's going to be getting over your fear to do videos and what kind of videos are best for you. Okay, so in my opinion, I do believe that a lot of people um, they think videos, they're thinking Facebook Live, and there's nothing wrong with that, y'all. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think the biggest thing you got to watch out for is if you're not comfortable doing that type of video, there's other videos to do. You see what I'm saying? Obviously YouTube is going to be free, Facebook's going to be free, and so it's a great way for you to have people connect with you and get a chance to really show people what you think about your business. And I said this in a bunch of the videos recently, but I don't know of a better way that somebody can connect directly with you. And it's just like I said, before they even come into your business, if you're making your own landing pages, or if they have a chance to directly connect with you on, like in a video format, especially YouTube particular, I think does a great job of this. And here you are standing with your hand out. It's like, welcome here. This is me. This is my business. This is my home. People have a chance to connect with you, and people join people, and that's really a big thing about online business that I don't think a lot of people always grasp. To be honest, um, you can have the brightest fire inside of you for your business, but if your people don't see it, how's it going to benefit? That's what I'm saying. They really don't get a chance to see it. So that's what I'm gonna be covering about. So if you are scared of something going wrong or something like that, then don't do live videos, especially at the very beginning. How important is it to do live videos? Well, I mean, I've been doing YouTube for a while. I've got quite a few videos. I've never done a live video. I'm not scared to do one. I mean, I've done hangouts, with other people, but just to unleash and do a live video, I haven't personally done one yet. I just personally haven't needed to. I've gotten really comfortable in the way I get out to people. And if somebody come through the door right now, and which used to be a problem because a lot of times, especially in the summertime, my little boy has his friends come over, something like that, and I would be able to stop, edit, cut it out. You never even knew it happened. Things of that nature. Later on, I started realizing that if you try to go for perfection, that sometimes you can intimidate people by perfection. And I will say this, if you look around me right now, all the stuff I've made, it says power lead system training, blah, 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 and all that stuff that's down here. I did not jump up severely just because I changed the way that I was editing my videos and adding content. And that never happened. I could have easily just used my phone and got out to the people with just a stand or just walk around like a lot of people do, and it would work just as well. The message means more than what you look like. The message means more, and connecting to them means more than anything else. You can have the most beautiful video in the world, but if there's no message there, if the person's just extremely boring and they're just reading off to the side, this is what you do here, you mash this here, that takes you here. If that's all you were getting, then it doesn't matter how pretty the video is, it's not going to be a powerful video. The person explaining what they think about a business they believe in is the number one thing you can do in online business, in my opinion, is to show people what you really think about your business. All right, so let me start knocking out these bullet points I got over here. So if you love doing live videos or you think you'll do great doing live videos, great. But a lot of y'all, you're taking these challenges to do 50 videos, and I think that's great, y'all. I absolutely. I had gotten a recommendation to do 50 YouTube videos. I had just bought a $4 stand from off of eBay that just came in that same time. It worked out perfectly. The $4 stand I bought before I even got in online business. That was amazing, because I happened to get that stand, and I didn't even do videos prior to that, barely ever, using my phone. Um, so sometimes God, I think, already has it in His mind, what you're going to do sometimes. But anyhow, you know, I just took my phone and my $4 stand and set at my kitchen table, and a lot of y'all are gonna see the same backgrounds for the kitchen tables, and just and let go. My first videos I did. I look back now, and of course, there's a lot of things I could have done better. I'm sure I would have done differently. You learn, in my opinion, if you're doing the same thing for a year and you're not doing something different, then you're maybe not growing. You know what I'm saying? But perfection was never needed. And a lot of the things I did right is when I look back and I see that person that was on fire, I could tell it. Almost every word that came out was just, I couldn't wait to the next sentence to say it. And that's what came across to people. And even though, and just like everybody, I started off with not knowing what I was doing, not getting many views, things of that nature. And not every video is going to be some big barn burner. It's going to get you a lot of views. But y'all, sometimes that second view got me a member in. Eighth view got me a member in. The 12th view got me someone that came in. And just by keep going, sometimes YouTube have a tendency to make you an authority in what you're doing by the amount of work you're putting in. And then what they do is they'll test you, try you out on the page and see how does it work. How do you do on that page? Does it, are you getting a lot of attention? It gives you a chance to see what's going on. And a lot of times people just don't sit in front of the camera anymore and let go. And a lot of times, I honestly say the most beautiful thing you'll find is, in my opinion, is somebody brand new that found something that's really excited about. And they're just being, it's almost vulnerable. And they just sit down, hit the button, and just go. You know what I'm saying? And what am my content, y'all? Like I said, I was first told to do about 50 videos. I wound up doing 130 videos in a month and a half. And I was working 60, 65 hours a week. And, for me to even attempt something like that just lets you know how much enthusiasm I have for the business and the potential and the possibilities. There's unlimited. With most businesses, there's no capital as how high you can go, any ceiling. And that's really what I saw. I saw, I need to get out, I need to get seen, I need to show people that I believed in it. And I still to this day think that that's probably one of the most important things you can do. Is just let go. Some of y'all, when you start off your videos, you may not even like them that much. Um, in my opinion, if you're having a day that you don't feel like doing videos, don't do them. Just don't do them. If you look at motivation to do videos, when you wind up doing enough videos, you can use that to motivate you. I'll go back and I'll watch a video that got a lot of, I did really well and I was feeling it that day. You know what I'm saying? Um, and a lot of times, y'all, that will motivate me because I get to hear me and I get to hear what was inside of me. And a lot of times that can kind of wake something up inside of me and it'll start me back wanting to do videos again. Um, I'll go through a dry spell. Sometimes I go a week where I wouldn't put anything out just because I didn't feel right to do it yet. Just wasn't, nothing changed. The business is the same. It's like anything. When you do, online business every day or do anything every day, even as great as it is compared to what real work was, I used to really work hard. This is not hard work by no means, but still to keep your content going and good, I think making it when you feel like it, people can sense it, and it makes the biggest difference. You know what I'm saying? So, my opinion. Um, Getting over your hangups and feeling better about it. Um, let's see here. Let's talk about something else first. Facebook. Okay. Now, my opinion, if you're going to do Facebook, there are some benefits to Facebook. One of the strongest benefits to Facebook, y'all, is the fact that when you do a video, it's going to get a lot of recognition quickly. As a matter of fact, if I took this video right here and I sent it to Facebook directly. Now there's a difference between sending a YouTube link there and sending it directly to Facebook. If you send it directly to Facebook, it's going to get seen, and you're going to see a little video count, the number of times it's going to get seen. On average, I've got probably 3,142 friends right here. I get seen about 300 times in a day from any video I upload up there. So, as far as getting eyes on what you produced quickly, it's hard to beat Facebook in that. But with that being said, YouTube has longevity. After I hit that 300 video, I might not see anything else on that, as far as a real count of anything that counts to anything. So, in my opinion, YouTube's still the strongest point. Now, I have had videos in the past where I jumped into a business at the right time, and a lot of people were looking at it and stuff like that. I mean, it's a little bit about timing too when it comes to the YouTube world. And I would get 300 views in a day. And over a period of time, I could get as much as 10,000 views for one video. So I do know that in longevity of it, I think YouTube will end up doing more for you than Facebook will. If you want to really get the benefit, then do both. What I do personally is I use Camtasia to make my videos. And then what I'll do is instead of just going straight from here straight to YouTube, I make my own copy for my computer. I got a 1 terabyte hard drive. I got a terabyte for a reason, for my videos to take up space. Now, what I do with it now after it's produced, after I finish creating the video, it doesn't matter what I do. I can send it to YouTube. I could send it to Facebook. I can send it anywhere I want to send it. So in my opinion, I would rather have it there than just YouTube, because something happened at YouTube and then let's say I delete it, and then for whatever reason, let's say something happened to my channel or something, y'all. I got a lot of videos up there. I've got everyone I've produced since I've got this laptop sitting on this laptop. I've got probably 200 more sitting, if not more than that, on my older laptop that I've got sitting in the other room. So in my opinion, I would rather have access to it directly. And one day if I decided to do this video again, if I didn't have access to it, I'd be able to send it up there. The answer, to be honest, especially if you're starting off and really want to try to get views, and if you feel good about a video, if you especially feel real good about a video, take it, put it on Facebook. Don't just put that YouTube link. There's a difference. I'll talk about both. What you want to do is get views. You want to get as many views as you can possible. Now, in the YouTube world, it's not going to be getting as many views as quickly. Absolutely, for sure. That's just a fact. But when you use keywords at YouTube, and let's say it's going to be, for power lead system or something like that, there's certain keywords, and I will show you real quick. This might help some of y'all out. Okay, let's go up here at the top here. Hope you can see the top here. Let's go to power lead system. Okay, that's a commercial right here. So I got the first video up here. I've got the fourth video up here. Okay, I've got that one here. Let's see. All right. Well, anyhow, I got a bunch of them up here. More than likely, when I'm done with this video and I upload it, what it does is it's going to pick somewhere about like this spot right here. That was 2 years ago, y'all. That's crazy. Or it might pick somewhere like right here, and it's going to test it to see what kind of reactions it gets from it, and then it kind of knows where to go from. But let's say someone like, okay, Rob Fraser, right? He does an excellent job. He made that video over a year ago, right? He went in very thorough in detail. He's got a good following behind him. If I only made 1 or 2 videos And even though it went up here at the top and I quit, then, and if he kept putting out videos, YouTube really has a tendency to make him more of an authority than me. You see what I'm saying? Now, the thing about Rob is he loves Power Lead Systems, and I'm never going to talk bad about Rob. He's a go-getter. He really is a good leader. Do things a little differently than I do. That's fine. That's what different people do. That's what being different is. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, he does do a lot of different businesses. He'll bring in a new one for this sales funnel here. Try this new thing here. He really puts himself out in about eight. I don't know how many different businesses he's doing, and that's fine. That works for him. It works for his base. It works for what he does. But if if he's going in that many different directions and I focus at just power lead systems, the chances of me going number one on the video is much higher than him. Now, it's not taken away from him by no means, but the chances of me ranking at the very top would be much higher. Okay. Now, I want to show you something else too. This is real important. If you notice, it says power lead system. All right, there's the first one. These are the most common searches with Power Lead System. This is them right here. So Power Lead Systems 2017, Power Lead Systems training, Power Lead Systems compensation, Power Lead Systems review. Review, no matter what the business you're doing, will almost always be at high on that list. If you could rank for review, you would do pretty good. If you could rank for the actual name of the business, you're doing really good. Compensation or comp or something else that you see on a regular basis. Now, here's a sweet spot. If you find a business, let's say it's got 1 million people in it, and you're coming into this late, probably so. There's 1 million people in it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have some really go-getters that's already been knocking it out in the ballpark. Sometimes ranking for those really big keywords like training and stuff like that can be a little difficult to do. But you can find a sweet spot away from that. What I've often found is the word update. If I do like Power Lead Systems update, it's like, wow, it really grabs a lot of attention. And yet I've never seen the word update put up here. So sometimes, especially in a big business, I wound up getting thousands of views, and it was not one of the top keywords that were, being searched for. Now there is software you can use. There's pages you can go to. Sometimes they charge you just because they think it gives you such a big advantage, and you can look to see in the last 30 days how many times that keyword was searched, and that's really got a lot to do, with what you're doing as well. I know a good deal of my traffic that goes to my videos, which you can go to YouTube and look and see where the traffic is coming from, what country it's coming from, if it's male, if it's female, by looking at their YouTube accounts. And a lot of what I get comes from recommendations. So let's say that I click this one here. Sponsored me. Okay. Up next, it's going to have a lot of these right here. If you notice, this is me, this is me, this is me, this is Neil, this is me, me, me. I put in a bunch of videos in here. It's Rob Fraser, and that video is his most recognized video. I don't even know if I see any more Rob Fraser videos other than this one and a lot of the searches, but that's good. Now, what made this video go number one is all the likes it got, because it really doesn't have that many views, y'all, to be honest. 21 comments down here. Anytime you get the ability to have someone comment, it's a plus, because it's getting, if I don't know what Power Lead Systems is getting searched at right now. I have done some homework on it in other videos about other businesses, because I want to see how many searches were actually being looked up for it on the YouTube world. And I'm sure Power Lead Systems is not nowhere near some of the bigger businesses I had seen. And because of that, I had no problem going after those big keywords and bringing them in. I know good and well if I looked up like training and compensation, I'm going to be one of the top 5 just right here at the beginning. But this right here on the side, suggestions, and it shows what's up next and stuff like that. They really have a tendency to be where a lot of my views come from. So it's really, and plus, if you type in Power Systems, it's just recommended this would be the first one you watch because, again, I've been ranked as sort of an authority in it because I've made a lot of Power Lead Systems videos for it. So putting the name there is a strong thing, or whatever the keyword is, it's going to make you more of an authority. And just because someone's got this tremendous video, if they have 50,000 views on it, doesn't mean that you can't bypass it. If they are a leader who has left that business or hasn't done videos in a while, maybe it's been 2 years, 3 years, or something like that, you can still use it to your advantage if you just put the work in and become a workhorse for it. What's your goal? Being all over page 1. If you can flood page 1, you've got a great thing. Traffic hurricane, man. I was, good gracious, I think 26 times out of the first 40 was me. So I'd really hit the market early on. And just like always, if you make it your focal point, if that's your goal, is I'm going to get out there and just devour the pages for a smaller business, you should be going for the big keywords. If the business is really, really big and you're having a hard time ranking, with a million people in it, it's going to be some good YouTubers. If you got any business with a million plus people in it, sometimes them sweet spot secondary words have a tendency to really kick home, kick in. So something to think about. Okay, so covered Facebook. If you're not comfortable, don't do it. If you're not comfortable with live videos, then don't do it. I've got over 900 videos. I've never felt the need to do a live video. What videos I do have that's been live has been hangouts with me and other people. I think that makes you more comfortable in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I've had times when my internet become an issue here. So if I was doing, if I was doing a hangout or something, the show goes on. You know what I'm saying? They don't shut down the circus just because I sprained my ankle. You know what I'm saying, or something like that. So that's kind of the same mentality. Getting over your hangups, y'all. Uh, I think one of the biggest things you can do is find a business you believe in, because once you feel like you really believe in something, everything you say doesn't have to be scripted. You can just let it go. It comes off. It comes off your tongue. Um, I don't. I've said that enough time in other videos. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on that. It doesn't matter how you look. At the beginning, when I first started doing YouTube videos, I will show you this real quick. Go to my YouTube channel real quick. Show you something here. Okay. Let's go to videos. All right. I'll show you how many I've done, and I've taken some breaks this summer, quite a few. But this is 1 month right here. Should add some more. This is going on to 2 months. If you notice, I've got me actually walking in the woods here. I'm right much more bearded at that moment. I've got somewhere I'm behind it. Nobody gets to see me talking. Then you have me like I am now with this new platform I built where I've got me talking at the bottom corner. Um, I just like to try different things. If you notice, I still went back and forth a couple of times. I really don't have a hang up one way or the other. Sometimes, or matter which one it is. Sometimes I'll do one so many times that I start thinking, I know about where my views are at right now. Maybe it wouldn't hurt for me to put me in the corner and see what happens. Or sometimes I feel like, and I've done this in some presentations too, y'all. Let's see here. Where's one of my presentations? Okay, this is one of the compensation plan presentations right here. I made a bunch of them. Okay, I'm not in that video because I have a feeling that people have a tendency to listen to me even more when I'm trying to explain something and all big, things going on up here, all sorts of bouncing things and little things going on. Then they get the bigger concept at that than just looking in the corner down here, and watching just a small portion of the screen, especially considering the fact that I'll be using this in these videos right here, and that's not full screen. So, in my opinion, I really don't know if them looking at something as tiny as this down here in the corner would be, my recommendation. The big thing about that is I want them to hear what I have to say. So what I'll do is I always want to bring me into it because you want to brand yourself. So I usually start off with just a picture, and I let go, start telling people what I think about the business. I try to make sure I start hitting the good points real quick, explain the business, and then I'll end it with really letting people know what freedom's done for me, what being free from a job has done for me, and letting them connect with me there. And then I do try to make it into a smaller video if I can. The first video I did was an excellent video. It was 30 some minutes long. And it's really hard because if you're really sincere and just letting go, you've always going to cut out good parts. It's just you're going to have to, and it sucks. I hate to say that, but it's like doing an artwork and then saying, okay, now I've got to take some of this out, or something like that. So that's kind of how it feels. But when you edit, especially with Camtasia, what I learned was a lot of times while I'm saying this, I can show you this, or I can show you this, as opposed before I started using software to allow me to do this, that I couldn't do that. I had to stop, show you this, take a section, explain it. So this gave me a chance to cut down my videos. It actually got down to 20 minutes right here. Ideally, I would have been love to get to 18 minutes, but I had already cut out all of my proof of income, which had taken about 4 minutes of me just clicking, showing every week, for 2 years, or some of them, and talking about it. What I thought the importance of, what $2,000, $4,000 a month extra, while I wasn't even focusing at the business, meant to me. You know what I'm saying? So, but I didn't want to run real long, so I wound up cutting it down. And instead of doing that, I'm glad I had this image here. I just wound up just showing some proof of income, showing diamonds. And I really still, when I was done, felt like it was light. So what I did is I went down here, and I put who wants to see more proof. Does this business and sales funnel work? Check out this below. And so what I did is I put, here's me right underneath it showing some more diamonds. Here's a $4,200 day. Here's, some proof, or, testimonies. And then just went down below, and I just let anybody and everybody who's gotten from one gold member to, to pages more than I've gotten. We're talking about people making, some of these people in here are making six-figure income. Here's Rob Frazier, different things like that. So how did I do that? By putting that here and not putting it in the video, I was able to cut down the video about 4 more minutes. You see what I'm saying? Um, and then you try it. You never know exactly what's going to happen when it comes to sales funnels, sales pages. One of the things I will tell y'all is don't get hung up just because you love a video, y'all. If you love it, I'm glad you do, y'all. But you're not bringing you into the business. So what does that mean? It means you need to watch what your people want. You got to listen to what your leads. If you're not getting leads, then what you're doing is probably needs to be tweaked. No, it doesn't mean you got to quit. Doesn't mean you got to stop doing the avenue, that you call YouTube either, or doing videos. It just means maybe you got to try something different. Um, and I do that all the time, y'all. It's just like I showed you here just a second ago. I have, there ain't no telling how many different ways I've tried different things. But the biggest thing is, if you notice, I'm consistently getting out to people, right? Here's another video trying something different, trying different things, seeing if it works, see what works. Okay, this goes back to the 5 months. Let me keep going down here. Okay, I'm at 6 months right now. Okay, I think 7 months as far as it's going to go. But look at what the last 7 months has been. Me sitting in front of the videos, me trying different things. These are my landing pages. Okay, I show me in these videos. It makes good pictures, for this as well. But I always want people. Again, it's always about them knowing who I am, meeting me with my hand out. that does this. That does this in a landing page that's 2 minutes long, and I'm just telling people what I think about it. It means something. This is my little boy. We went to Lowe's. He didn't know I was going to buy a mower. He did not know I was going to buy a brand new lawnmower, right? And because he's 10 years old now, he was 9 at that time, and he acted like he was showing some interest in cutting grass. So what I do, I went to me and him got out and we were playing. Believe it or not, we had fun. He'd never been to Lowe's, and a lot of times the most fun me and Adam have is when I feel really good and we go to a store, Walmart or Rose's, and I cut up with him. I mean, I cut up worse than he does. You know what I'm saying? And he enjoys it. And we come home, y'all. And on the way home, we ain't been nowhere but Rose's and Walmart. And he's hugging my arm saying, I had fun. You know, or something like that. To me, it doesn't matter what you're doing as much as it's who you're with. You know, and I would tell y'all, man, my mom passed away when I was young. And you don't take days for granted. My dad's got Parkinson's, you know, and he can't get out like he used to anymore. And then I've got, you know, my dad worked too much when I was younger. And then I went 26 years working over 60 hours a week. What has it taught me? You know, I appreciate my freedom. I appreciate my little boy. I appreciate him being here with me every day. And, you know, I just want to, you know, I don't take any days for granted. I really mean that. Now, I hope some of y'all get freedom, get a chance to really get back your time because it's amazing going from birthday to birthday every day with my little boy. It's incredible. But we went to Lowe's and I told him, I said, well, all right, so what you like? He said, I like the mowers. I was like, we'll pick one out. What you think's the baddest one up here? And he went and picked out this big black one. It was the biggest mower they had there, right? And I wasn't gonna get one of the what is thing, zero turn radiuses because he's 9 years old. You know, I want him to experience cutting grass with a really good mower. And I checked the reviews on it, and it got really good reviews. It was the best mower there, I felt like as well. So I paid cash $2,100 right then and there. I worked out a deal. It was supposed to be a little bit more than that, but I worked it out for $2,100 at Lowe's, and they even got free delivery. And you know that's what that picture showed. It showed me being free from a job for 2 years plus, and I would never have been able to walk into a Lowe's really and spend that kind of money. And then I show my car right here. Right, I paid cash for my Jaguar, and you know, to me, I think the video was just showing people what was possible, you know, things like that. This is my old place of work. This is where I worked for, you know, for a long time in that one spot. They rebuilt the building recently. Matter of fact, when they got done rebuilding it, I worked one day and I quit. That's when I was done. They wanted me to start working about 70 hours a week. I was making more money um, away from work than I was at work. So there's really no sense in me continue to work there. And they wanted me to start working even more hours, and I had really felt like I was wore out. I was done. You know, my big thought was God had pointed me in the right direction. You know, so I'm not gonna go over these videos, but you see where I just try different things, learn from everything you try. If it works, if it don't work, it really don't matter. It's only failure, and this is true with any sense in online business. If you quit, that's really really what you need to get from that. Okay, let's say do videos on the days you feel like doing them. People can sense it. Don't worry about perfection. When I first started videos years ago, which that won't even let me go back, and if I did, it'd take a long time to scroll back there. You'll see that a lot of times I was still dressed up. I would wear a nice polo shirt, make sure I look, you know, nice, and I would sit down and I would make a couple of tries before even, you know, got one I felt good with. And you know, whatever works out best for you. If you want to put out really good content, you think's really good content, you know. But what I was really doing at the beginning was I was applying action. I had nothing else to really show people except my excitement and enthusiasm. And I would tell people what I found, what it would mean to me to be free from a job, what that business has already meant to me, showing me that there's light at the end of the tunnel. This is at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? That's how I felt. And then I showed them the way in. That's all I did. And I renamed it and I did it over and over and over. Same type of video, not the same video. same type of video, and just told people what I thought. Now, if you're looking for subject matter, if you've got any downline at all, if you answer questions, usually that alone is subject matter. A lot of times it'll, it's like a light bulb because like, well, if that worked for them, then I should probably make a video. Because if somebody asks that question, more than likely somebody else is out there asking it as well. So a way I can motivate myself to do a video is a lot of times by me answering questions, getting around the Facebook group, around the people, and watching the new people coming in asking questions. That can be a great way for you to find new content. Here's another thing too. If I do a video, this was yesterday, right? But this is talking about when I first started Facebook. There's been some people that like Facebook, don't like Facebook, and to me it's kind of stupid because this is a area that's got 1 billion people in it. And when I first started Facebook, people said it was not like it used to be. It was saturated. It had saturation taking place. And I thought that was one of the dumbest things I ever heard in my life. 1 billion people, and they're talking about saturation. And I really learned that, and I hope I taught some of the leaders there that were saying that too. They were wrong. Just because what you used to do in Facebook has changed, that you don't necessarily say that the avenue's gone. That would be stupid. It would mean that you've got to learn to change. You've got to learn to stand out. The number one thing with Facebook, y'all, to be honest, to get seen is not the problem. You're like a bad commercial on TV surrounded by other bad commercials on TV. The ones who aren't succeeding are making bad commercials. Some of them won't even have a picture. Some of them won't have anything. Look like the most boring ad in the world, and they're wondering why. Well, they're wondering why they're not getting seen. I guess is what they're thinking. They are getting seen as quick as this. That's exactly how they're getting seen. So it's about learning to make content that stands out. And yet, somebody had posted a question in the Facebook group, and a lot of comments were, they weren't getting good results, and a lot of them quit. You got that, you see that whole quit mentality taking place, and that's really when I said to myself, I need to write this, and this would be a good video right by itself. And where did it come from? Not from inside of me. Even though, here's the thing, y'all, when you apply action, you learn a lot of answers, but a lot of those answers aren't obvious. I need to make a video for this and this and this. But if you get yourself around all these new people, the next thing I added this guy right here. He's really new, but he's been applying a lot of action, right? I'm proud of him. He ain't even my own downline. I don't even care about that. He made his own Facebook group. He added me to it. It was like one of about the first 7 people he added. But the thing is, I can be around people like that, and I can answer a question and say, you know what? Wow, I hadn't even thought about that or that perspective. That would make a great video. Come in here, write it down, and just let go. And a lot of times, y'all, some of the best videos I do are when I'm wearing something like this. I'm not dressed up. I don't care to be dressed up. I'm not looking for perfection. If I was looking for perfection, this video would have been over in about 4 minutes, to be honest. Sometimes the best ideas I have is when I'm cutting grass and all I'm thinking about is what's on my mind. That's where this came from. If I have a post that I really just let go and make a big post out of and post on my timeline, this didn't get many views here. My timeline don't get as many views as the Facebook groups do. I've got my Action Taker Success group, and I've got Power Lead Systems, or wherever I'm gonna put it in at, or something like that. In my opinion, I think usually it does better there because that's dedicated. Some people have a real strong pull on their timeline, and I've had 50, 60, excuse me, 50, 60 likes and loves and stuff like that. When it comes to Facebook, but it don't happen a lot. I see some people they've just got that. Well, that's great, y'all. And here's something else too, y'all. Never be jealous. Never be jealous for watching someone succeed at what they're doing. Okay? If they're in the same business as you, if they're in the same Facebook group as you, you should ask yourself, what are they doing right? And you should also want to put your people around these people who are successful. Don't be intimidated by them. I don't think your downline's going to be stolen by them or anything like that. One of the best things you can have in a Facebook group are successful people. So just remember, this person is doing a great job. What can you learn from it? You know what I'm saying? When you got someone successful and they're constantly posting, okay, like something like this. This was in a couple of days in Power Lead Systems, right? $400, $100 a day. These are brand new, and it says just the past few days or something like that. Good content, some more proof of income, blah blah blah. You know, if you have something like that, I'm only one person. Imagine out of 41,000 people in a Facebook group, how many people are going to be posting like this? And at this moment, I'm not even one of the biggest ones. There's people making, more money than me and posting in the Facebook group. I'm not intimidated by these people. I'm just glad that they're doing something that works. Here's the thing. What works for them? Maybe they're doing live videos. I'm not. Let's see what else works for them. What else is working for them? Maybe they are just a freaking beast on their timeline. I'm not really necessarily. I post content up there, then I usually copy it and I put it in the Facebook groups where it does a lot better. Um, I'm not really hung up on that. Secondly, I've got more than one Facebook account. So these people here, usually they're doing paid advertising, spend a lot of money, and so they're going to have more success, to be honest. But that's great. That's the game plan. They know how that works. So what's their job? Is to focus on their timelines and their Facebook group, and that's it. I got a second Facebook account that I post regularly into the Facebook groups to get leads, these cold leads. So I've got just as many people. I've got 3,000 something here, 3,000 fans and something. I can't remember. I think 3,142 friends. Well, I've probably got that much on my other Facebook account too. So a lot of my is not combined energy. It's just one where I've got split between two. So I think that has a tendency to really kind of drag me down for my timeline. But y'all, for what it's mean to me and what it's worth for me in my number of leads, that's just more valuable. And I learned a lot with that. So I'm not going to change that. Don't worry about perfection. Again, some of my best days is when I walk in sweaty, stinky, and been cutting grass, but I've had an hour to think about something. That's where that hour of thinking goes. It goes to this right here, making posts like this and things that mean something. And if I can do it in a post, I damn sure can do it in a video. And that's what I do. Um, okay, just talking about cutting grass. Um, okay, this is pretty important. When should you do videos, and or what's the strong point for doing videos? If you've got a high dollar business, y'all, if it's $1,000 business, if that's the lowest level it comes into the business, then I wouldn't even touch Facebook other than to rally up your members and your list and in the support group. I always consider support group and getting out the people as two different things. I treat it in two different things. So this account here I use just mainly for support groups and my members to connect with me here, and that's my call to action in the follow up emails also. So I want them to connect with me on this account. So so that's exactly what I use. So even though if it was a high dollar business, you got to have that connection with your people, right? So if I was doing $1,000 business, there is not going to be any posting on Facebook, cold leads, trying to get from the work at home, work from home opportunities, things of that nature. All I'm going to be nailing is just keywords, learning what I've learned in the past. Is it a big business? Is there a lot of people really go getting it right now in the YouTube world? Who's out there doing YouTube? Things of that nature, and learn from it. You can learn just as much by the people around you in the trenches as anything. Okay. So let's say that I started and I'm going to do this is going to be for a big business and it's $1,000 to come into. Okay. Well, what have you already learned? I've already gave you some key things. Number one, you're probably going to have some big players in it if it's been around for a while. If it's been around for a while and there's a lot of members, some people on YouTube are going to be up there already. Now, if it's been around for a while, maybe they've already made their money and left. There's a good chance of that. So what I'd start doing is I would start thinking about those keywords that I use. Type it in on YouTube. Look at the first 10 just to see what comes up there, right? It's the 10 most the biggest keywords used with that words, and start thinking about, should I be going for those? I'll be doing both probably. If it was my opinion, I'd use the word update. I'd try some different things and just see what works out best. Sponsor, that's another key word. I think a lot of times, Power Lead System sponsoring or how to sponsor. How to videos are really big too. So those are things to think about as well. But if it was $1,000, I would be nailing YouTube like you freaking would not believe it. Because the reason why, a lot of times leaders will do a lot of paid advertising because that's what they teach. Everybody's now, uh, you know, um, I sign up for a business. First question they're going to ask is, where do I buy my leads from? Where do I need to buy traffic? That's the first thought that pops in everybody's mind nowadays, right? So while these leaders might make some really good, awesome landing page, sales pages, things of that nature, if they, which a lot of them do this, are not just going to sign up at the $1,000 level right from the get go, they already know how much it is. They know the name of it. Now, if I can get on YouTube and really start to get a percentage of these people, and they get a chance to connect directly to me, then it's a win situation, y'all. Just because someone went through a funnel and looked at something doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to stick with that person, especially the $1,000 level. If this was an $18 business or something that you can come in for free, they're probably already signed up, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to $1,000, these people want to find somebody that they can connect with that believes in the business. And if you start putting videos out there that do that, you got your hand stuck out before they even see a link, they don't even care what the link does. You understand what I'm saying? That's the power of YouTube right here, y'all. If you think about it, I can get views with people that already know what the business is, at least a price, so they're comfortable with that. And all I got to do is show people I believe in something. I'm not even selling anything. I'm just showing people what I think about it. That's a big difference. Some of y'all think you're selling. I don't really sell anything. I just let go. And I think that makes a big difference because people are going to relate to you for doing that. And in the process, they connect with me. And then, my link down below on YouTube, to be honest, it could seriously be just it could be a sign up link and that's it. And it would still work. Now, I've already got them connecting with me. What do I want them to do in $1,000 business? Contact me. I want them to know my phone number is right here. This is all you got to do is just click right here, y'all. Give me a call. And look, every time that phone rings, what do you think about it? It's a $1,000 phone call. $1,000 phone call. Would you really want to cut somebody off for a $1,000 phone call? Of course not. Think that way. So, what do you need for a high end business? Your phone. I would do some Facebook calls, videos with them. Absolutely for $1,000. They need to be connecting with you. So start thinking like that in YouTube, y'all, and just make your goal. It's just going to be getting on that page one and dominating that page one. That's what I'd work at. Okay, my own personal opinion. That's what I did. If it's a smaller business, YouTube is still going to be the answer. Um, but I small price YouTube, you can get just as much off of Facebook, and you'll make a bigger list off of Facebook. And I'm talking about work at home, work from home opportunities, blah blah. Those cold lead groups. That's what I call them. I think you can get a heck 10-time list, if not more, with that than you will in the YouTube world on average. On average. So if you are going to focus at one, I think the price does play a factor. So that's something to think about. Secondly, if it's a free business you're doing, that's great. You do want to get, you need to get recognized. You need to get real estate in the YouTube world is really what you're doing, so people get to know who you are. But don't be surprised if a lot of these people aren't already signed up with someone. And it's sad because I've had big leaders spend a lot of money for a front end business or something free to come into, or real cheap to come into, and then they would look me up on YouTube and say, "Wow!" And I'd get so many comments, where the leader wasn't helping them, wasn't around, wasn't accessible, and they would send me messages, "Hey, I sure wish I'd found you first," you know, things of that nature. But see, in that $1,000 business, that's exactly what they would have done. They would not have signed up yet. So there's that difference between the, well, you still get that messages, of course, but there's a difference between the two. That free one or really cheap one, they would go ahead and do, then start looking up information, especially when they can, especially if their sponsors missing in action, then or going on to something else, then they're really gonna start looking. So that's something to think about too. You're going to get different perspective of people and whether or not they're already in the business. Little things like that do make a difference. Um, let's see. People are connected you before they hit the link. That's crazy powerful. That's what videos do for you. Standing at the front door with your hand out, percentage rate go way up in favor. Again, people get a chance to meet you, what you think about the business, even maybe you explaining it before they go through. Even a landing page that doesn't tell them what it is, but they get a chance to meet you is a win. Uh, I can't read my own handwriting. Oh, bang for the buck. I like brain for the buck. Bang for the buck. I didn't spend any money, and I'm branding myself every step of the way. That's very powerful. And strong point. Um, when I was doing online business, and I asked a guy, he was the owner of the business, what would be the one thing that you consider the most important? And he said branding himself. Branding himself. And at that moment, I don't really think I totally grasped what that was. Um, but I had learned that the highest ratios I had ever gotten in my videos or into a landing page into my business was him standing in front of the camera and just letting go. And so I decided that I needed to learn that. And that's exactly what I did. Um, and even though when I was focusing at Facebook and I was working my tail off in the Facebook world, and I was number one in that business that I'm referring to, I still had one or two people that were so darn close to me and they were doing YouTube videos. And one of the biggest wake up calls I had was a guy named Chuck Boley. He passed away October, I think October a year ago. It might have been 2 years ago. I think it was a year, 1 year ago, I believe. And Chuck was number one on the leaderboard. And I had been making it my goal to be number one. Obviously everybody. And I was a close second place. And I was only about 10 signups from being exactly where he was. And we were doing 300 signups a month, 300 plus. So I was right on his tiptoes. And I remember it was my dad's birthday, June 13th. I'd gotten real close to him. And I said to myself, I'm going to, finally bypass him today. That morning at 12 o'clock, from the time I got up to 12 o'clock, it was June 13th. I remember that. I got over 50 leads by lunchtime. 50 leads with Facebook. I was killing it, y'all. He was still staying in front of me. All he was doing was YouTube. I was like, wow, that's absolutely incredible. So I wound up calling him about 1 o'clock that evening. And the first things I said to him was like, dude, what are you doing? I got over 50 leads by lunch and you're already, I can't get no closer. I was still at the same distance. He'd been in the hospital for the last week. He wasn't doing YouTube videos. His videos were just from YouTube and they were residual that was coming in. See what I'm saying? Residual they had coming in. And I was like, that really taught me something right there. What YouTube can do for you. Now, that evening, I wound up bypassing them and I never looked back. But I will tell you this, I had the most fun with him. Probably, I'd call him and let him know, and he would call me too. He was always fascinated by what I was doing. And he was a seasoned professional, in my opinion. And one of the benefits I did learn from Chuck Boley is, he said that, YouTube tells you to make a video that's 4 minutes long, 6 minutes long. He's like, and my videos have a tendency to run long. So do mine, to be honest. I just, and he was like, but you know what? I like to think that someone's going to get something from me at the end of this video. And really, the ones that watch it all the way to the end, they're the ones this video was made for in the first place. And I always thought about that. So even today, even though I wasn't doing YouTube at that moment or wasn't focusing, I was focusing on Facebook, and I was getting up to 100 plus leads a day. I was seeing there's other viable ways to get damn near what I was getting, and he hadn't even put work in a week. You know, so I decided that when I left that business, I was number one on the leaderboard for several months straight. On the day I left, I was still number one on the leaderboard. I went to another business and I didn't do Facebook at all. I focused on YouTube because I wanted to master how to do YouTube the way I had focused and mastered a way for me to do Facebook. And that's what I started doing. And that's exactly why, this took place. And it took off, y'all. It took off. Like always, I think it's according to your belief. You apply an action, and being sincere is the answer to the Facebook and YouTube world. I think being sincere is the answer to your sales pages, landing pages. And I think the people who don't do that, who take the person out, are the ones that's going to struggle. I think they're always going to struggle. So if you're wondering why is it not working for you, if you really got this huge belief in your business, but your downline's not seeing it or hearing it, don't expect a lot because, to be honest, there's nothing for them to really be excited about. So that makes a big difference. All right, y'all, I'm going to end this video. I know this is a little long. I got a little wordy. Sorry about that. But people who are thinking about doing YouTube, don't be scared to do it, y'all. Or doing videos itself. I know there's other sources and ways of getting out and doing videos. Whatever you want to do, y'all, it's going to be fun. If doing live videos intimidate you, because I've seen a lot of people that look like they were really scared, I would rather not do it, at least not do it at the beginning, and start getting the content out there and then go from there. I will say one more thing. Even though I told you earlier, uploading to both, to Facebook, uploading to YouTube, I don't really do that a whole lot anymore. That's the answer, though, is to go ahead and put it because it's going to get you the most views in a day. And try to grab attention real quick. It's just like anything, right from the get-go, start getting to the good stuff because it's going to help them hold on. In my opinion, what I've been doing is trying to build my YouTube channel. I want to get 2,000 subscribers. I'm at 1976 right now. So what am I doing is I'm just putting my link to the videos in the Facebook world. Let's see if I can't show you one. Here's one right here. Okay. Because instead of, obviously they can just click it. You would think that that would do great. It does not get nowhere the views as what it would if it would automatically start playing and I had posted it in my own Facebook group or something like that. That's going to get you some mad views into it, as opposed to this. But that's fun. I'm trying to build my YouTube channel. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build my subscribers up. And it also makes me more of an authority that's going to move me up. And without doing that, who's to say, maybe that's why a video is number one. See, this has already changed. This is number two. How to get ridiculous amount of leads with the Facebook world. Number two. There's Rob Fraser. There's Karin. Anyhow, that's it. All right, y'all. I'm gonna end this. If you are not in Power Lead Systems yet, y'all, I don't care what business you're doing. It really doesn't matter. Click the link down below because you need to learn how to make your own landing pages, your own sales pages. Use mine if you want to. You can use this page, take this video out, put you in it if you like, or you can just leave me there. Let me do the work for you. I know you probably can't see this. 147,000 views. It gets clicked. Believe me, y'all. These pages work pretty darn well. I've got several of them. Here's another one that's a really good one. I've got 19 of them. Another one that's really different. This one's actually got actual full video in here of the Three Stooges. Me just trying different things out, seeing what works. I was using that for rev shares basically. But y'all go through. I don't care what business you're doing. If you want to really build up your Power Lead systems, then this is it right here. This is a heck of a sales funnel. It'll do a heck of a job for you. I even show you the setup right here. This is me in the video explaining how to do it and the illustrations. You're not going to have any problems, y'all, putting this together. And once you're done, you'll have something that'll get you some leads. You'll have something that'll get you some signups and start making money. But y'all, I will tell you this. You need to go all in your business, okay? Because if this isn't all green right here, you're going to be leaving money behind. This right here says 10 days shuffle ends on Friday the 22nd. That's in 4 days. Any of my downline, if you're listening to this, if there's anybody that's underneath you that winds up purchasing it, it's going to bypass y'all and go to me. I'll make $150 every time that happens. So, and this is, you pay one time, and this is unlimited to all the events, y'all. All the events, you'll be able to get paid every time somebody goes into it. So it's, you know, your downline, it's going to get $150. So it's going to be highly worth doing that. Diamond and gold, yes, go ahead and do them both, y'all. The difference between, let me get on my right page here. Okay, the difference between, if you see it's $155 days, $191 days, and $4,000, I'm sorry, $155 weeks, $191 weeks, and $4,000 weeks, the difference is diamond and platinum. That's the biggest difference. So you need to go all in. Never do a business halfway. Do it all the way or don't do it at all. Okay. So if you need anything, y'all, let me know. Go ahead and sign up. Friend me on Facebook, and I'll personally welcome you to the Facebook group, and I look forward to seeing you. Appreciate it.